only been a year since the gacha YouTuber Beowulf has been exposed for her poor leadership as director of the game Chibimation, mistreating their team members, chronic AI use, and abandoning their project. What leads people to harass me? But even so, I don't believe in reclaiming. I will say retard because I want to say it, not
Olivia here. Yo, who the heck are you? I expected someone like Flora Lenny to make a video like this. That's a completely valid question. As y'all know, my name's Olivia, and I'm not usually a commentary channel. Instead, I'm an animation gacha-tuber who has her own series called The Rift. The Rift follows Olivia and Isamu as they try to defeat the horrors of the Kiruibara cult and get their family back. It's lore-filled, and there are 2 books about it, United We Stand and Divided I Fall, so I really appreciate it if you check it out. It's on my main channel, Olivia Plays Now, or @Olivia. So why am I talking about this drama? Because I think this discussion is important enough that I feel wanted to speak about it. I feel like I owe it to you after not posting for, like, a month. The topic is about a gacha-tuber called Arssen. Me and Arssen met before when she was talking about Viara, which, I gotta be honest, that video was well made. But I always felt that there was something really off about her, especially with the way she handles trauma. I've had concerns about Arssen's approach to commentary for a while, but today I'm only talking about the Beowulf situation because that's the one I've personally looked into. Before I start, I wanted to clarify that this isn't me saying criticism is bad or that people can't be angry. My issue is with the way criticism is presented, especially when it involves personal attacks and slurs. I also want to mention that y'all shouldn't go harassing people. Yeah, I'm looking at you. You're the reason situations like this escalate. But since all of you are looking for Arssen's response, here's the TLDR. She doesn't think her use of its insults are worth discussing. So what happened? For context, this controversy centers around gacha-tuber Beowulf, later returning under the name Jester_pub, and the collapse of her previous project Chibimation, followed by the creation of a new project called Furrytopia. According to Arssen, Beowulf returned after nearly a year away without fully addressing previous criticisms involving Chibimation's management, communication issues, and the handling over $10,000 in Ko-fi donations. Arssen's videos argue that the funds were not used as intended for game development and instead went toward personal expenses and unrelated projects. Beowulf responded by claiming she had experienced harassment, mental health struggles, and unfair treatment while disputing accusations made against her. Arssen's rebuttal argues that these explanations did not include enough accountability for the issues raised, and that Beowulf was attempting to shift the focus toward herself as a victim rather than addressing concerns from former collaborators. The dispute also involves accusations of harassment, doxing, and misconduct. Arssen denies these claims in her livestream, stating that her coverage was based on publicly available information and focused on documenting concerns about project leadership, finances, and treatment of team members. Arssen's videos present the argument that Beo is repeating a pattern of rebranding and starting new projects without resolving previous controversies, while warning potential volunteers and supporters to be cautious when becoming involved with Furrytopia. But what this video's topic is about is that Arssen used the R slur?
But even so, I don't believe in reclaiming. I will say retard because I want to say it, not
That's right, folks. She used this slur and much more insults in her response video. Why? Well, she thinks everyone is quote-unquote smart enough to see the criticism in my entire post rather than tone police me over her being harsh. She believes people should focus on whether her arguments are true, not how much harshly she expresses them, which I'll cover my opinion on. We weren't tone policing, first of all. Questioning whether personal insults add anything to an argument isn't the same as saying criticism can't be harsh. She called Beo a pussy and a dumb broke bitch, instead of making anything better, instigating more drama, instead of ending it with a video simply criticizing Beo, which fuels more hostility than awareness. She even made a post saying, waiting for Beo's response, like, that's really odd, especially because she's a commentary channel in a community where drama doesn't go unnoticed. I won't say that Bayo is right either though. I acknowledge his financial flaws in Chibimation and the fact that he's guilt-tripping with every post he makes. None of his excuses justify what he did and how he treated Chibimation's members, but there's a rant you can watch on other channels such as Floraland ETBH. I'll link related videos in the description. To put it simply, my problem is that the insults and slur don't make the criticism stronger. If the evidence is strong, it should stand on its own. Adding personal attacks can distract the viewers and make them perceive the whistleblower differently, and can add more hostility to the discussion. Arssen is, again, a commentary YouTuber, but I feel like she isn't mature enough about that discussion at all. Even though Bayo was in the wrong, I actually agree with this point he made. That being, if you're a drama YouTuber, why are you boasting about harassing someone and having an ego about it? The goal shouldn't be harassment and bullying someone off the internet, it should be accountability. This screenshot makes it clear it really isn't. This goes in her DMs, but I had warned Arssen about personal insults and commentary before her response, and as you'll see, she didn't listen. These screenshots will be read out, so pause to read if needed. I say, hey Arssen, I watched your Chibimation videos and I wanted to ask about something that stood out to me. I understand the purpose of commentary is to criticize and discuss serious issues, and I'm not trying to dismiss the concerns you raised. However, I noticed that some parts of the video or community posts move from discussing the evidence into personal commitments about Bayo's finances, living situation, and character. For example, comments like calling her a dumb broke bitch and a pussy, bringing up her debt, didn't seem necessary to explain the financial allegations themselves. Do you think comments like that help people understand the situation, or do they risk making the discussion feel more like a personal conflict? I'm curious how you decide where the line is between holding someone accountable and making personal remarks about them. Arssen says, I was irritated with Bayo threatening to send cease and desist as well as trying to sue Object. My comments on her being a dumb broke bitch is to point out that she most likely can't afford to sue, so she shouldn't be taken seriously. I call her a pussy because she is a coward who cannot handle criticism. People are smart enough to see the criticism in my entire post rather than tone police me over being harsh. I say, I understand that you were frustrated and that your main focus was the criticism itself. I'm not saying criticism shouldn't be harsh or that people shouldn't be held accountable. I'm saying this because I'm not trying to tone police you. My question is more about whether personal insults actually strengthen the argument. For example, discussing whether someone has the resources to pursue legal action is different from insulting their financial situation. One addresses the practical reality of a situation, while the other is the judgment about the person. I think people also can recognize criticism while also questioning whether certain comments add to the discussion or distract from the evidence. That's more what I was curious about. Arssen says a personal insult is there because the person wants to insult the other. It's not that deep, and the point actually goes point by point to criticize Bayo. See the pattern? I say, I understand that you see the insult as separate from the criticism, but saying it's not that deep kind of dismisses the point I was making. I'm not saying the entire video is invalid because of a few insults. I'm saying that when someone has a large audience and is discussing serious allegations, the way they can talk about the person can affect the discussion and how viewers perceive it. I'm not saying an insult automatically makes the criticism invalid, but I think it's still worth discussing whether that kind of language helps the argument or just adds hostility. Too long to read in commentary, especially when discussing serious allegations. Some people may see insults about someone's finances or personal circumstances as distracting from the actual evidence. It's understandable that you were frustrated, but considering what viewers perceive matters. Arssen says, I don't care. I'll express myself how I want, whether that be with insults and harsh language. The only thing that matters to me is if the information and arguments I make are based on valid and true information. I say, I think you're misunderstanding my point. I'm not asking you to never use harsh language. I'm questioning whether certain personal comments add anything to the argument. Saying it's not that deep doesn't really address that. Arssen says, I don't know how to make it more clear that I'm not interested or care about that. And then I close the conversation there. Arsen's response was that the information is what matters, not the tone. I understand that perspective, but I disagree. The way someone communicates criticism affects how that criticism is received. Someone can make valid points while still using harmful or unnecessary language. Saying it's not that deep addresses nothing. You claim you're expressing yourself, saying you'll express myself how I want, whether that be with insults or harsh language. But bro, there's a difference between expressing your frustration and being disrespectful, and that's plain and simple. I'm not asking people to be emotionless or never criticize anyone harshly. I'm just saying criticism is strongest when the focus stays on actions, evidence, and accountability. And I'm also asking you guys to please be educated about what words you use. Saying words don't mean anything and I can slay the R slur because I can is blatant and disgusting, especially when you're around people who have a history with that word. For those who don't know, it's a slur with a history of being used to demean disabled people. That's why I don't think I can say it because I want to is a good defense. I admit I use curse words or swears too, although they aren't slurs, but never in the commentary space or public space in general. Because there's a difference between private conversations and choosing to use that language publicly in a commentary video. But hey, if you disagree with me saying that harsh commentary should be normalized and are part of a person's identity, then you could debate with the people in the comments down below. I'd love to see your thoughts on this. And to Arssen, you can yell at me all you want. I won't be apologizing for calling you out anytime soon. Thanks for watching. Olivia signing off.